Hare
Guru
Krishna.
Maharaj, we were waiting for you, Guru Maharaj.
Well, I always wait for you to come.
We thought maybe we called you.
Huh?
We called you, but again we thought, sorry Guru Maharaj. Maybe you are telling Gayatri, I was thinking whether not to again. Sorry, we have become very bit late, Guru Maharaj.
Huh?
We thought you was meditating.
Yeah. Okay, Guru Maharaj.
You
Sorry.
ready now?
Yeah. Ready now, Guru Maharaj.
Yes.
Darshanaspadhanalopasya Vande Guru Sri Saranarvindam
Nikunjayunarati kiritai Yayali virtairapikshaniya
Nikunjayunarati kiritai Yayali virtairapikshaniya
Tatra tridaksha tati vallabhashya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam
Tatratidakshatatibhavasya Vande Guru Sri Saranarvindam
Sakshadaritvena samastashastrai Yuktastata bhavayata eva sati
Sakshadaritvena samastastastre Uttastata bhavyata eva sati
Tinto pramoya priya eva tasya Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam
Kintu pramoya priya eva tasya Vande Guru Sri Saranarvindam
Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasadanagati kutopi
Yasya
Prasada Bhagavat Prasado Yasya Prasada Nagati Kutopi
Dhyayastutam tasya yasya shri sandhyam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam
Jayam Subham Sadhasya Yasasasam Vande Guru Sri Saranarvindam
Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam Vande Guru Shri Charanarvindam
Vande Guru Sri Saranarvindam Vande Guru Sri Saranarvindam
Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine Namo
Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Namine
Namaste Saraswate Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashatyadeshatadine
Namaste Saraswati Devi
Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashatyadeshatadine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta-vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajapacharya Ashtatara Sutta Shri Srimad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Nitya Leela Krishna Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki
Jai.
Ananta Koti Vaishnavinda Ki
Jai.
Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki
Jai.
Prem Shri Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Ki
Jai.
Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopina Shyama Kund Radha Kund Giri Govardhan Ki
Jai.
Vrindavan Mayapurdam Ki
Jai.
Gangamai Yamunamai Ki
Jai.
Tulsi Maharani Bhakti Devi Ki
Jai.
Harinam Sankirtan Ki
Jai.
All glories assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees Hare Krishna. All glories assembled devotees Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All glories Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. All glories Shri Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Sustaya Gutale
Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Nami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachani Nirvishesha Sunyamate Pasharate Devatayi.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
केशवधीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधीता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नृसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय नृसिंह भगवान की
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय
वृंदाय तवासी देवाय प्रियाय चित्तवासुता विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्तमः
वृंद्याय तुलसी देवी प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवत्ते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तवासी देवाय प्रियाय चित्तवासुता विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्तमः
वृंद्याय तुलसी देवी प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवत्ते नमो नमः
वृंदाय तवासी देवाय प्रियाय चित्तवासुता विष्णु भक्ति प्रदेवी सत्यवत्ते नमो नमः
वृंद्याय तुलसी देवी प्रियाय केशवश च विष्णु भक्ति प्रते देवी सत्यवत्ते नमो नमः
तुलसी महारानी की
जय
नमो
कृष्ण कृष्ण श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाद पाश्चात्य देशकारिणे नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ये अभिलाषी राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो ये अभिलाषी देखो मार चरण लोई सारवांश पूर्ण होई देखो मार शरण लोई सारवांश पूर्ण होई कृपा कोरि कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी कृपा कोरि कोरो तारे वृंदावन वासी मोरे अभिलाषी
kunj diyo vas.
Nayana heri bo sada jugala ruparati.
Nayane heri bo sada yugala ruparasi.
Dina Krishna dase ko ye jena moro hoy.
Dina Krishna dase koi jena mora hoy.
Shri Radha Govinda preme sada yena vasi.
Shri Radha Govinda preme sada yena vasi.
Yani kani japa pani brahma hatyadi kani ja. Tani tani prana shanti pradikshana pade pade.
Yani jani papani brahmaya jadikani cha. Tani tani pramanya shanti pradakshina pade pade.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Vrindayita Vasudevaye Priyaye Kesavashata Krishna Bhakti Pradidevi Satya Namo Namah.
Vrindyaye twasya devi, priyaye keshavasya cha, Vishnu bhakti pradedevi satyavate namo.
Vrindayita Vasudevaye Priyaye Kesavashata Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satya Namo Namah.
Vrindyaye twasya devi, priyaye keshavasya cha, Vishnu bhakti pradedevi satyavate namo.
Vrindayita Vasudevaye Priyaye Kesavashata Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satchavacha Namo Namah.
Vishnu Bhakti Pradidevi Satchavacha Namo
Tulsi Maharani ki
Jai.
Namo Vishnu Padaya
Krishna
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 Srimati Bhakti Vedanta
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prashanana Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Pashyati Deshadar
Shri Shri Shikshastikam Cheto Darpanamarjanam Baba Mahadavagni Nirvapanam
Shreya Kairaiva Chandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnam Rikasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shakti Tatra Prita Niyamita Smarane Akala Etadrishi Tava Kripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Karorapi Sarishnuna Amanina Manatina Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vachagavisha Mama Janmani Janmanishwari Bhavatat Bhakti Raitiki Tvai Ainandatanuja Kinkaram Patitam Mam Vishame Bhavam Buddho Kripaya Kavapada Pankaja Stita Duli Sadrisham Vichintaya Nainam Gamadashrudaya Vadanam Gadgadharudaya Gira Pulakaya Nichikam Babukada Tavanamagrahi Bhavishyati Yugayitam Nimeshena Chakshusha Pravrishayitam Shunyayitam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahena Me Ashlishyava Padaratam Pinastumam Adarshanam Marmahatam Karotuva Yata Tata Vavidadatulam Pato Matpramanatastu Saivanapparaha Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Then offenses and chanting the holy name.
Number 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives in the propagation of the holy name of the Lord. Number 2.
Number 2, to consider the names of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu.
3, to disobey the order of the spiritual master.
4. To blaspheme the Vedic literatures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version.
5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination.
6, to give some mundane interpretation of the holy name of the Lord.
7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda.
9, to instruct faithless persons about the glories of the holy name.
10. to not have complete faith in the chanting of the holy name, and to maintain material attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success Krishna Prema.
Now let us offer our respectful obeisances to all the Vaishnava devotees of the Lord,
who are just like the giant trees who can fulfill the desires of everyone and are full of compassion for the fallen conditioned soul. Vanchakalpatarudhyasya kripa sindhu bhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha.
Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda
Ki Jai. Keep this in the balcony, yeah.
Om Namo Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari
Gopi Janabalabha Giridvaradhari
Gopi Janavalabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana
Yamunatira Vanachari
Yamunatira Vanachari
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Nittai Gaur Haribo 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 Nittai Gaur Haribo
Nittai Gaura Haribo 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 Nittai Gaura Haribo
Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayam Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Devim Sarasatim Vyasam
Vaivim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudirayat
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nasta Praeshu Vabhadreshu
Sattaprayeshu Bhagaveshu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki.
Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki.
We're reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter number 24. the renunciation of Kardama Muni, text number 34. Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Tvaya vitarnan Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kamaha.
Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kama.
Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kama.
Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kama.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Karishye tvam riddhi yunjan vishoka.
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 Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kama.
Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kama.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Karishye tvam riddhi yunjan vishoka.
Karishye tvam riddhi yunjan vishoka. Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Asmabhiprichedya patim prajanam.
Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kama.
Tvaya vatirnarna utapta kama.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Paribrajat padavim astitoham.
Karishye tvam riddhi yunjan vishoka.
Karishye tvam riddhi yunjan vishoka. Translation. Today I have something to ask from you, who are the Lord of all living entities. Since I have now been liberated by you from my debts to my Father, and since all my desires are fulfilled, I wish to accept the order of an itinerant mendicant. Renouncing this family life, I wish to wander about, free from lamentation, thinking always of you in my heart. Purport. Actually, sannyas, or renunciation of material household life, necessitates complete absorption in Krishna consciousness and immersion in the self. One does not take sannyas, freedom from family responsibility in the renounced order of life, to make another family or to create an embarrassing transcendental fraud in the name of sannyas. The sannyasi's business is not to become proprietor of so many things and amass money from the innocent public. A sannyasi is proud that he is always thinking of Krishna within himself. Of course, there are two kinds of devotees of the Lord. One is called Gosjanandi, which means those who are preachers and have many followers for preaching the glories of the Lord, and who live among those many followers, just to organize missionary activities. Other devotees are Atmanandi, or self-satisfied, and do not take the risk of preaching work. They therefore remain alone with God. In this classification was Kardama Muni. He wanted to be free from all anxieties and remain alone within his heart with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Paribraja means an itinerant mendicant. A mendicant sannyasi should not live anywhere for more than 3 days. He must be always moving, because his duty is to move from door to door and enlighten people about Krishna consciousness. So, Kardama Muni was addressing the Supreme Lord Kapila Dev, Lord Kapila. He understood Lord Kapila was the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So he's praying to him. He said, now I've fulfilled my debt to my father. His father was Lord Brahma. Kardama Muni's father was Lord Brahma. And his debt was, he should produce progeny, should have some children, right? So Kardama Muni said, I've done that now. So he said, now I'm free from my debt. So now I want to go and I want to renounce. I want to give up the family life, and I just want to go and wander, free from lamentation and thinking, remembering the Lord. So Prabhupada explains how there's 2 kinds of devotees. One is the Gostavanandi and the other is the Atmanandi. So Atmanandi, they don't preach. They're just chanting the holy name and they don't preach. They go away, they want to be away from everyone, and they will just be happy just to chant. Some people do like that. They won't preach. They just want to be Krishna conscious themselves. And they think everybody else is already Krishna conscious. But the others is the Gostavanandi, and Gostavanandi, they try to preach, they try to organize things. So, Kardama Muni, he was the Atmanandi. He didn't want to travel, he's going to travel, but he didn't want to preach. He just wants to remember the Lord. You remember, he was a liberated soul and he had all yoga powers. So he was going to be, he wanted to be an itinerant mendicant. Itinerant means doesn't stay any one place, not attached to one place. And Prabhupada says, sannyasi should not live anywhere for more than 3 days. Why? Because if you stay more than 3 days, you get attached. You become attached to being in one place. You become comfortable. So that's not good. You want to be always moving. That way you can remain detached. And when Prabhupada was in Africa, Prabhupada went to Kenya, he was staying like that, 3 days in one house, and then 3 days in another house, then 3 days in another house, like that. He didn't stay any more than 3 days in one place. He was showing us how to be detached. So Narada Muni had what happened, he got cursed by someone called Daksha. And he cursed Narada Muni that you will never be able to stay for very long in any one place. So Narada Muni thought, it's very good. I won't get attached to being in any one place. Alright, we'll keep reading the next text. Text 35. Shri Bhagavanu Vacha
Sri Bhagavan Vacha
Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya
Maya Proktam Gilokasya
Ramanam Satya Lokike
Brahmanam Satyalaukike
Atajani Maya Tubhyam
Athajani Maya Tubhyam
Yad Avokam Ritam Mune
Yad Avokam Ritam Mune
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Sri Bhagavan Vacha
Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya
Maya Proktam Hilokasya
Pramanam Satya Lokike
Brahmanam Satyalaukike
Atajani Maya Tubhyam
Athajani Maya Tubhyam
Yad Avocham Ritam Mune
Yad Avocham Ritam Mune Sri Bhagavan Uvacha
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha
Maya Proktam Hilokasya
Maya Proktam Hi Lokasya
Brahmanam Satyalaukike
Pramanam Satya Lokike
Athajani Maya Tubhyam
Atajani Maya Tubhyam
Yad Avocham Ritam Mune
Yad Avocham Ritam Mune. Translation. The personality of Godhead Kapila said, whatever I speak, whether directly or in the scriptures, is authoritative in all respects for the people of the world. O Muni, because I told you before that I would become your son, I have descended to fulfill this truth. Purport. Kardama Muni was to leave his family life to completely engage in the service of the Lord. But since he knew that the Lord himself as Kapila had taken birth in his home as his own son, why was he preparing to leave home to search out self-realization or God-realization? God himself was present in his home. Why should he leave home? Such a question will certainly arise. But here it is said that whatever is spoken in the Vedas and whatever is practiced in accordance with the injunctions of the Vedas is to be accepted as authoritative in society. Vedic authority says that a householder must leave home after his 50th year. Pancha Sodvam Vanam Brajat. One must leave his family life and enter the forest after the age of 50. This is an authoritative statement of the Vedas, based on the division of social life into 4 departments of activity: Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha and Sannyas. Kardama Muni practiced yoga very rigidly as a brahmachari before his marriage, and he became so powerful and attained so much mystic power that his father, Brahma, ordered him to marry and beget children as a householder. Kardama did that also. He begot 9 good daughters and 1 son, Kapila Muni, and thus his householder duty was also performed nicely. And now his duty was to leave. Even though he had the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, he had to respect the authority of the Vedas. This is a very important lesson. Even if one has God in his home as his son, one should still follow the Vedic injunction. It is stated, Mahajano yena gata sapanta. One should traverse the path which is followed by great personalities. Kardama Muni's example is very instructive. For in spite of having the Supreme Personality of Godhead as his son, he left home just to obey the authority of the Vedic injunction. Kardama Muni states here the main purpose of his leaving home. While traveling all over the world as a mendicant, he would always remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, and thereby be freed from all the anxieties of material existence. In this age of Kali Yuga, sannyas is prohibited because persons in this age are all Sudras and cannot follow the rules and regulations of sannyas life. It is very commonly found that so-called sannyasis are addicted to nonsense, even to having private relationships with women. This is the abominable situation in this age. Although they dress themselves as sannyasis, they still cannot free themselves from the 4 pillars of sinful life, namely illicit sex life, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Since they are not free from these 4 principles, they are cheating the public by posing as swamis. In Kali Yuga, the injunction is that no one should accept sannyas. Of course, those who actually follow the rules and regulations must take sannyas. Generally, however, people are unable to accept sannyas life, and therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu stressed, Kalo nasteva, 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 gatir anyata. In this age, there is no other alternative, no other alternative than to chant the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. The main purpose of sannyas life is to be in constant companionship with the Supreme Lord, either by thinking of Him within the heart or hearing of Him through oral reception. In this age, hearing is more important than thinking, because one's thinking may be disturbed by mental agitation. But if one concentrates on hearing, he will be forced to associate with the sound vibration of Krishna. Krishna and the sound vibration Krishna are non-different. So if one loudly vibrates Hare Krishna, he will be able to think of Krishna immediately. This process of chanting is the best process for self-realization in this age. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya preached it so nicely for the benefit of all humanity. Alright, so it's a very important purport. Prabhupada is explaining about Kardama Muni. The Kardama Muni, why is he leaving home? When, usually people leave home to find God, but God's already come to his home as his son. So he doesn't need to leave home, because the Lord's already there in his home. But he has to follow the Vedic injunction, the rule of the Vedas. The rule of the Vedas is that at a certain point in life you have to retire. And actually, Kali Yuga means at the age of 50. So, Panchasorvam Vanambrajit, you're supposed to leave the home and go to the forest. Go and live in the forest. But in this age, where is the forest? Kali Yuga, there's no forest hardly anywhere. Difficult. You cannot live in the forest. But you can go to the Krishna conscious centers. You can go and live in the ashram, go and live in the temples, and in this way do service. So that's recommended. That's for retired life, you know, when we retire. Why 50? Because usual Kali Yuga maximum life is 100 years. So 50 means half the life is over. So half the life is over, we have to prepare for the next life. Right? Half the life is over, where are we going to go in the next life? So it takes time to get detached, because most people, you have the mother and father, you have your home, you have some people get married, have children, so they get so many attachments. And we have to get free of all these attachments. So it takes time. That's why you have to go and live in the forest or go and live in the temple, in the ashram, and in this way become absorbed. Study scriptures, study the scriptures and become absorbed in the spiritual life. So Kardama Muni had to follow the Vedas. So that was why he left home, even though he'd a good son, but he wants to follow the Vedas. So that was his main purpose, and he's going to travel. So traveling, and like I said, he won't get attached if he travels. The Goswamis stayed in Vrindavan. They sleep under a different tree every night. You see? They don't want to get attached. So they move from one tree to another tree. You can see here in Geneva, when we go on I saw it yesterday, people on the street, they've got their bed there on the street, you know. They put their bed down, you know, and they're like, this is my place, you know. They get attached, you know, living in some place in the street. So Prabhupada said sannyasa is not allowed actually in the Kali Yuga, because most people are Sudras, means they cannot follow the rules and regulations, and they don't follow strictly the regulated principles. Although they're sannyasis, you see, they don't follow. So that's cheating. But sannyas is important. He said those who actually follow rules and regulations, for people who are strictly following, then they should take sannyas. It's good. And the purpose of sannyas is to come to be closer, to cultivate your relationship with Krishna by thinking of him or by hearing of him. And Prabhupada says, more important than thinking is hearing. We want to hear. Thinking of it, why is it? Because thinking is difficult to control the mind. The mind wanders. Arjuna also said in the Bhagavad Gita, Chanchala hi mana Krishna. My mind, he said, my mind is more restless than the wind. He said, cannot control the wind, it cannot control my mind. Mind is very restless, very turbulent, very obstinate, so moves from one thing to another. So that's why sannyas is not encouraged. And that's why we don't encourage people to think, just to try to do meditation. You know, just meditation, thinking that you'll make progress very slowly and very difficult. But if we hearing and then chanting, hearing and repeating, hearing and chanting, that is much better, and it helps us to progress in spiritual life. So we give more importance to hearing, let people hear. And if they hear nicely, then they will repeat. You said to hearing and repeating, hearing and repeating. This is the best process. And Lord Chaitanya encouraged that process. He encouraged that people should hear everywhere. We should make propaganda to give people a chance to hear about Krishna. And this can protect them from the influence of the age of Kali. Kali Yuga, very fallen age. People are lazy and misguided, unlucky, they're often cheated. So people need to be taught how to follow properly. So Lord Chaitanya taught everybody needs to hear, be given the opportunity to hear. Alright? Okay, Vivek 36. Itan me janma lokesmin.
Itan me janma lokesmin.
Mumuksunam durashayat.
Mumuksunam durashayat.
Prashankyan ayatatvanam.
Prashankyaya nayatatvalam.
Samatai atma darshane.
Samatai atma darshane.
Etan me janma lokesmin.
Etan me janma lokesmin.
Mumukshunam durashayat.
Mumukshunam durashayat.
Prashankyanaya tatvanam.
Prashankyanaya tatvanam.
Samatayatma darshane.
Samatayatma darshane. Etan me janma lokesmin.
Etan me janma lokesmin.
Mumukshunam durashayat.
Mumukshunam durashayat.
Prashankyanaya tatvanam.
Prashankyanaya tatvanam.
Samatayatma darshane.
Samathai atma darshane. Translation. My appearance in this world is especially to explain the philosophy of Sankhya, which is highly esteemed for self-realization by those desiring freedom from the entanglement of unnecessary material desires. Purport. Here the word durashayat is very significant. Dur means to trouble or dukkha, miseries. Ashayat means from the shelter. We conditioned souls have taken shelter of the material body, which is full of troubles and miseries. Foolish people cannot understand the situation, and this is called ignorance, illusion, or the spell of Maya. Human society should very seriously understand that the body itself is the source of all miserable life. Modern civilization is supposed to be making advancement in scientific knowledge. But what is the scientific knowledge? It is based on bodily comforts only, without knowledge that however comfortably one maintains his body, the body is destructible. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita, Antabanta me deha, these bodies are destined to be destroyed. Nityashokta sharirana refers to the living soul or the living spark within the body. That soul is eternal, but the body is not eternal. For our activity, we must have a body. Without sense organs, there is no activity. But people are not inquiring whether it is possible to have an eternal body. Actually, they aspire for an eternal body, because even though they engage in sense enjoyment, that sense enjoyment is not eternal. They are therefore in want of something which they can enjoy eternally, but they do not understand how to attain that perfection. Sankhya philosophy, therefore, as stated herein by Kapila Dev, is Tadvanam. The Sankhya philosophy system is designed to afford understanding of the real truth. What is that real truth? The real truth is knowledge of how to get out of the material body, which is the source of all trouble. Lord Kapila's incarnation or descent is especially meant for this purpose. That is clearly stated here. Right? So Lord Kapila's purpose in coming is to explain this philosophy of Sankhya. And the purpose of the Sankhya philosophy is to get us out of the material body, to get us free from material life. So this is the real goal of Sankhya, to get out from the material world. Right? If we have to come back, then it's not good. Don't want to come back again. So Lord Kapila's incarnation is meant for this, to teach the real truth. So people have to be educated about the goal of life. They have to understand that within the body there's a soul. People are so much in ignorance, they identify with the body. They're so attached. So, to get rid of that attachment, they have to have something very powerful to hold on to. So Lord Chaitanya came and taught everyone to chant the holy name. If you chant the holy name, then without even thinking about it, we can give up our material attachment and take shelter of the holy name. Everything is there in the holy name. So this is the process of Krishna consciousness, that if we chant Hare Krishna, we can get free from material life. Antavanta medeha nityas yokta sharirina. The body is temporary, but the soul is eternal. We're all spirit souls. Now we want to get the soul out of the material body. So Sankhya system to help us to understand the real truth. The real truth, how to get out of the material body. This is the problem. Material body is the cause of all problems. Okay, any questions here? Yuvati, any question?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisances of glory to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj. How can we recognize that in Kali Yuga the person is ready to renunciation? Because sometimes the children needs some care, some association, and a person cannot give up it for a long time, maybe not in age of 50, even in 60, somebody depends on the person. So how can we understand that the person is ready to renunciation in Kali Yuga, especially?
Everyone has to renounce, whether you're ready or not. You have to renounce. Anyway, death will come and take everything away from you. With the end of life, you have to give up everything. So everyone has to prepare for that. You may say, "Oh, I'm not ready yet, I'm not ready." You have to get ready. So we have to just get ready. There's no question. You can't say, "Oh, it's like the person's going to die and he's telling Yamaraj, "No, I'm not ready to die yet." No. and you want to prolong your life. At the time of death, whether you're ready or not, you die. You get out, you go out of the body. You may not be ready to die, but still you die anyway. So the same way, you have to renounce. We have to understand the value of human life. The human life, it's temporary, but it's an opportunity for us to get out of the material existence, to get free from material existence. So we have to cultivate that opportunity. We have to become Krishna conscious in this lifetime. You cannot say, I'm not ready. That's just some excuse. Whether you're ready or not, you have to get ready. You have to renounce. You have to give up. You have to give up your material attachments. We have to prepare for going back to Godhead. Of course, this is for older people, we're saying, people over 50. Other people, younger people, well, yeah, you can stay, you can continue, you can enjoy your family life for some time, but you should always remember it's temporary. At some point you're going to have to give it up. At some point we're taken out from the family life. We don't get warning sometimes. We don't get warning, you have to leave. So we want to be ready. When that time comes, we want to be ready, that we just want to go to Krishna, we want to go back to Godhead. So we have to prepare. All right, you understand?
Guru Maharaj, I remember one time, one Mataji asked you if she can to take Vanaprastha. And when she explained her living situation, it was clear that she has some children who are not so adult, and they are studying in the university or in college, so they need her care yet. They still need her care. And you said if the situation is like this, you are not ready to Vanaprastha. So my question is, how can we understand is person can some person take Vanaprastha or not?
Well, you have to understand. Not everybody has to do it exactly at the age of 50, but you have to understand that half the life is over, and you have to prepare to get to detach from the material thing. Just like you have some children, so some people have children later in life, so the children are still in need of care, so mother, father can be there with them till the children grow up, till they, to a certain age they can take care of themselves. But you cannot just always stay with the children. Gradually you have to detect. The children are growing, let them grow. Once they're by the time they're 15 or 18, then they should be able to take care of themselves. So at that time, then the parents can leave. And they can go, the father can go to holy places, mother can go with him if she wants. If the mother doesn't want, she can stay with the family, with the children. But the father has to go. Father's supposed to go. You understand?
Yes, Guru Maharaj, because in modern society, sometimes children cannot be independent till the age of 25, 26 even.
Oh,
because
that's ridiculous. 25, 26. No, no, no.
if they are studying, for example, in some university or they get education,
Well, they have to, father has to make arrangements to support them, or else they have to support themselves. If they're at that age, they still want education, they can make arrangements to support themselves. Not that they can always just go on depending always on the father. The father may have some money. He can leave the money for the maintenance of the child, so that they can study. If he has money. Otherwise, they want to study. Maybe they should get scholarships or something. They should make some arrangements. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so there are some different situations, yeah, if I understand correctly.
Oh yes. There's always different situations. Yeah. You have to consider everything: time, place, circumstances. There will always be exceptions, but at some point, maybe later, sometimes later, but still at some point they have to do it. Because when it comes to death, there's no exemption. Everybody's going to die. Everybody's going to die. Everybody gets old. Everybody dies. So you have to prepare. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, to children, can we teach renunciation like this? Like sharing their possessed items to other needed children, like sharing their pen or pencil with the other child when they don't have, like that. Is that kind of act, like they can understand it as renunciation? Whatever they possess, they need to give it to others. They share. Is it like that?
Sharing pens?
Pen, yeah. Yeah.
You are asking if the children can share pen with others?
Yeah, like they have that quality of sharing, like they are not keeping for themselves and they are lending to others. Is that quality a kind of renunciation?
Well, that's not renunciation, not really renunciation, but sharing something, you let somebody else use it, maybe they give it back to you after some time. Maybe they like it. You could say it.
They are kind, right, Guru
Yeah,
Maharaj?
a kind-hearted child. It's not exactly renunciation.
Okay. To their level, like how can they understand or act this? How can they do renunciation, Guru Maharaj?
Well,
To teach them.
renunciation means you can give up, to give it away, or you don't want it. You don't keep it with you.
Yeah.
Generally, renunciation is for later in life. Older people
Okay.
should practice renunciation. At the end, towards the end of life, you want to be detached. So renunciation, you give away things which you have. Give them away. Maybe you have some wealth or like that. You give it away. Give it to some needy person, or put it some charity institution. Right? That is renunciation. You give. Lord Krishna had many wives, but he wasn't attached to them. He took care of them, but he wasn't attached to them. So renunciation means somebody may have family, and you give up the family, go away from the family, like Prabhupada had a family, and he renounced. He left home. He went to live in Vrindavan. He left his home in Calcutta, and he went to live in Vrindavan. So he renounced the family. So renunciation is like that.
Okay, understood, Guru Maharaj.
It's renounced. Young people are not meant to be renounced. But later in life, older age, vanaprastha and sannyasis, they should be renounced. Those people who are grihastas, they're not encouraged to practice renunciation. But later, as the children grow up and the children take care of themselves, then the family, the mother and father can be detached, and they can go away and live in the holy places, go and travel to holy places and bathe in the holy rivers and associate in the temple and hear the lectures given every day in the temple. In this way they give up, they're not so much worried about the family, and they're not thinking always about the family. So they're renounced from the family situation, detached. So at the end of life we have to become detached. We have to practice renunciation towards the end of life. Okay?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj, I wanted to know, you told before Karnama Muni, he was cursed. By who and why he was cursed?
Who was cursed?
I think it was before the
Oh, Narada Muni.
yes,
Narada Muni was cursed. Yeah, Narada Muni. I said Narada Muni got cursed. The reason why he got cursed was there was one man, he had many sons. And the one man, he wanted his sons to get married and to have family and to populate the universe. But Narada Muni saw these boys and he thought they're very nice young men, and he thought they're very renounced, they're not attached. He thought no need for them to get married. And he preached to them, and the boys never went home again. They renounced the home. They didn't go back home. They left the father. So father was upset that his sons had gone away. So he cursed Narada Muni, that you will never be able to stay in one place, because he'd influenced the man's sons not to go home. That was why he got cursed. All right, any other questions there? Okay, then we'll finish here today. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.
Jai.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.